Hey friends, how's it going? Ash here. Welcome back to Gen Sense. I probably don't need to tell you this, but I like a fragrance, okay? I like to smell good. I like to smell nice. I like a fragrance. You may be able to tell that because I own approximately way too friggin' many, 52,000 lifetimes worth of fragrances, okay? I got a lot of them. But if I could only wear one for the rest of my life, okay, I don't like the sound of that, but only one, then I feel like one of these 10 that I'm gonna talk to you about here today, I can make it work. Would I be pleased? Yeah. But I could give it a go with one of these so I could wear them for a lifetime. Probably. It's got niche ones, designer ones, so we're gonna kind of run the gamut here from more affordable to not quite as affordable. Each one of these I will have linked down in the description below. Feel free to check them out down there. Well, let's get started. Now I wanna say that I am not including any of my fragrances that I creatively directed because that is an obvious answer, a bit of a biased answer. But I do want to mention them because one, you know, I might pick one of those, you know, something about the whole I made them thing, you know. The two new ones are Edgewater and West Loop. Those ones you can find at every Perfumania and fragrance outlet store in the United States. Feel free to hop into a local store, give them a sniff, or you can order them online at Michael Mallo's website. And there's also little travel sizes, which I don't have right now. Usually I do, but I don't right now. Use your imagination. They're 15 mils in size. So you don't have to buy the full bottle if you don't want to. Let's talk about the fragrances that I'm officially putting in the official list that's very official. Super official. No particular order. I'm gonna kick things off with this one right here. Lunar Vver, or would you say Lunar Vver? Lunar, the Silver Star story complete. It's an old PlayStation. Amouar Oud Lunar Vver. This right here, really nice, except for some annoying parts of the presentation, which you witnessed just now. You don't realize it, but you did. What do you notice here? Anybody? Okay. That. Stay put. The little collar loves to just pop right off there. Just love it. So yeah, there's some parts of this presentation that get on my nerves a little bit, but thankfully I'm not wearing the bottle or the cap. I am wearing the fragrance. And if you have been around the channel for a minute, you know I like a good vetiver fragrance. Yes, sir, I do. And this one is a very easily worn vetiver fragrance. It gets you that nice woodiness, but it has a little bit of sweetness to it as well that gives it that extra bit of wearability, that ease of use. Now, some other vetiver fragrances that I like a whole lot that could also easily be in this list, Nishane's Sultan Vetiver. That stuff is fantastic. I love it. Homage to Hemingway from Masque Milano. I like that a whole bunch too. Grey Vetiver from Tom Ford. Guerlain Vetiver. Vetiver Sensual from Mancera. So yeah, there's a lot of vetiver that I would wear. And truly, a vetiver scent might be the first place that I go to for a scent if I were looking for one that I can wear just about anywhere, because most vetiver fragrances you can pull off all year round, daytime or nighttime. You can wear them to more formal situations, more casual situations. So a lot of versatility there. So this is the first one that I'm going with, but all those other ones that I mentioned, you could kind of put them in this spot also, and it would work for me. Okay, I gotta get this out of the way. Aqua Profundo. Yeah, I thought about not even putting this in the list because, again, you know, I talk about Aqua Profundo a decent amount, right? But I felt like, you know, if I don't put it in the list, then I'm kind of like, I'm lying, because I would wear that. It's gotta be in there. So here it is. Aqua de Jo, the OG, the original. That one was my signature scent for quite a while when I was younger. Went through a bunch of bottles of it. And this one is my current favorite in the Aqua de Jo lineup. I've had people hit me up and say that, you know, it may not be long for this world, but for right now, we're not panicking. We're not panicking, right? We're not freaking out here. Giorgio or Monty?
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm!
I see you guys. I see you with all your friggin' cancellations, discontinuations, and I don't like it. But yeah, Profundo, I love it. Takes that original Aqua du Joe, makes it more modern, nice green edge to it, very clean, kind of a minerality, not as floral as the OG. Smells awesome, big compliment puller, and I can use this year round. I know some people would be like, no, summertime. Nah, year round. Before we go any further, I'd like to point you to these codes, or point these codes out to you. The newest one is GS25. That is good at fragflex.com for buy one, get one 25% off. It scales as well, so if you buy like 10 fragrances, you'll get 5 at 25% off. So if you shop at any of those websites, use those codes, save yourself some money. Next one's a little bit different. It is Gentleman Only from Givenchy. Now, this line is basically dead, okay? There are a lot of flankers that came out after Gentleman Only, and most all of those you can't really find anymore unless you're looking at eBay and places like that. Maybe occasionally, one of the flankers will pop up in a discounter or something like that, but for the most part, the line at this point is this one. Now, of course, just in case there's a little confusion or anything, maybe some of you guys are not aware of this one. It's not super old. It came out like 10 years ago, but this is something completely separate from the Gentleman line, okay? So like Gentleman, Eau de Parfum, and all of those flankers, that's completely separate from this. I know the bottle is the same and the name is really similar, but two different things. So this is, as the name would suggest, a gentlemanly fragrance, classy. Now, pretty much all these fragrances I'm gonna talk to you about here today are pretty easy to wear, and the whole thought process there is if you're only gonna be wearing one fragrance, which again would suck, but if you're only gonna be wearing one fragrance, you do probably want it to be pretty easy to wear, right? You don't want your one single fragrance that you pick to be like this ancient mummies fecal matter scent profile, You don't understand, this smells like the ancient compacted feces of King Tutankhamun. It's really fantastic. Just the little mingling of floral notes with rotting feces. It really gets me going. The ladies love it. Compliment magnet, I gotta say. You don't believe me? What? So yeah, pretty easy going. This one has pink pepper in there. It's got incense. It's fresh, spicy, very lightly sweet, clean, touch of smoke in there as well. Really easy wearing, as I've said 15 times at this point. Great to the office, and just a kind of Swiss Army knife fragrance that not many people are wearing nowadays. Not really beastly as far as performance goes, but that does give you a little bit of wiggle room. You can wear it more if you need to, spray on more, spray on less if you just want a real subtle scent cloud. Let's go niche up next with Spirit of Dubai's Mesdames. Now this one is probably gonna be the most difficult one to wear, but it's not really difficult to pull off. It is gonna be something though that in summer, it could be a little iffy. You wanna spray definitely less, like good amount less in summer. And that is because this is a strong scent. Yes, this is quite powerful. It lasts a long time. It projects heavily. It's pricey, but the quality is there. Now this is a sweet leather fragrance that has just a whole lot going on. Now, Spirit of Dubai has some note breakdowns that are insane, okay? Just straight up. Now, I'm just gonna read this to you really quickly to kind of get that across, okay? This is the note breakdown for this scent. Ready? Saffron, lavender, bergamot, cypress, nutmeg, cardamom, styrax, cinnamon, grapefruit, apple, artemisia, oud, tobacco, geranium, cedar, cypress again, labdanum, floral notes, cashmerean, lily of the valley, jasmine, leather, patchouli, oud again, gaiac wood, sandalwood, amber, musk, vanilla, benzoin, tonka, and vetiver. Yeah. So as I said, a lot going on. Nice, sweet, smooth with a spicy effervescence to it. The leather, extremely, as I said, appealing. Bit of a compliment puller as well. I know I was making fun earlier about the whole thing, compliments, right? But this one is. And I will tell you as well that this is a pretty good alternative to this. I am such a dunce that this one right here, North Stag, Hypnotic Oud Quins 15, it's an awful name, but this I got in a while back and I was like, oh man, it smells so good, reminds me of something, but I couldn't place exactly what it was. It's this. I was like picking, you know, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this when I talked about this one. Again, it's been months since I did the video featuring this, but again, these. If you don't want to spend the money on this, you could get this, and it's pretty close. So Hypnotic Oud, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but as far as leather fragrances go, I did want something in here that had a little more of a winter, fall lean to it that could still be worn in spring and was questionable in summer, but you could potentially pull it off. And so I landed on that one. After that, let's go with this one, Dior Homme 2020. Thought about Dior Homme Sport, but ended up going with this one. Realistically, either would work in this spot. So am I cheating a little bit, kind of like I did over here? Absolutely, yeah. So Dior Homme / Dior Homme Sport. Really enjoy the woodiness of this one and Dior Homme Sport as well. It's another one that has that kind of dual usability. You know, more classy situations, it works. More casual situations, it works. To the office, it works. Date, it works. Very fresh, spicy once again off the top. Some of these have similar characteristics because it's things that I like and I would look for if I were only gonna have one scent, but nice, fresh, spicy opening, very modern, woody, dry down. The versatility here, near unmatched. You can pull this off anytime. Has nothing to do at all with Dior Homme Intense or Dior Homme Parfum because that switch from what they call now Dior Homme Original to Dior Homme 2020 completely flipped the fragrance around. It has nothing to do with the iris and everything that came before it in this line, but I do love this. Hated it initially, was very upset. Yeah, how dare they change something? But I got over it. Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Intense up next. This one right here, I feel like would be a great choice for anybody looking for a fragrance that's done in that more modern, sweet style. It's really popular right now, that has year-round versatility, again, daytime or evening, and is just a huge attention grabber. So realistically, for your average guy, of these ones that I've talked about, it'd probably be like this one, and Aqua de Joe over here, maybe Dior Homme 2020. As the best ones for the largest amount of people. This is a 2023 release. I think that as of right now, this is the best in the Valentino Uomo Born in Roma line. I think it ticks all the boxes. It's got the performance, again, that attention grabbing, compliment pulling kind of factor that it has really helps it because I don't know too many people out there who get upset when other people think they smell awesome. How dare you compliment me? I am insulted. How dare you? Yeah, that doesn't seem to really happen. And in the air, man, this is just lights out. So Born in Roma Intense, yeah, this is a pretty easy choice. I think that as far as the newer releases from this past year, 2023, that's probably the first one that I would think of as just being a year-round, day or night compliment puller with good performance. Green Iris Tweed is next from Creed. Don't talk about Creed too much anymore. You know, they don't release a ton of fragrances and the price, you know, keeps going up and then the bottle size got smaller. And so it becomes one of those things where, you know, do you really want to spend the money? Especially since I already own pretty much all of the Creed fragrances that I would want. Yeah, I got a bunch of bottles of Green Iris Tweed that I got years and years ago for a pretty good price compared to what they go for now. So am I buying new bottles of it? Nah, I don't need to. But I love this scent. I'll always love this scent no matter what happens. So this one I could easily wear year round. And this is actually the first one that I picked up. This was the first one that I chose for the video. Is it similar to a bunch of other stuff out there that came after it? Yeah. You got Cool Water, of course, everybody knows that. And then there's even stuff like Aspen by Cody that has similarities to it, but I don't really care. So good, man, it smells so good. Super fresh, so fresh. I mean, it came out in the 80s. To me, it doesn't smell dated. I know some of you out there are like, yes, it does, but it doesn't come across that way to me, man. When I smell this, timeless, really clean, maybe lightly soapy. Like I said, really green as well. I mean, it's called Green Iris Tweed, of course. This is fantastic. And I would easily wear this in the middle of winter, at night. I don't care. And I think it would smell even better because it would take on kind of an icy green feeling that you don't get in summer. And this is me harping once again, don't pigeonhole your fragrances, okay? Just because some people would say this is summertime only, that doesn't mean anything. You can wear that in the winter. Just spray it on a little bit more if you want to. And you know what? If you spend most of your time indoors where it's air conditioned or heated, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because if you're spending all day somewhere where it's 70 degrees Fahrenheit, then it doesn't really matter what time of year it is. Wear whatever. After that, Le Beau Le Parfum. This is one that continues to grow on me, and I had a great time wearing this in 2023 because it seems like everybody that I was around thought it was the best smelling thing of all time, which kind of like I alluded to before, if you're wearing something and everybody's telling you, you smell awesome, it's gonna really help you out in enjoying that fragrance you're wearing, isn't it? This one, on my first impressions, I was kind of bleh on it. Not that I hated it or anything like that, just, bleh, average, whatever. Like a heart rate monitor, It's like if you're very excited, whoa, this is great. It was more like, my name's Jeff. But over time, it has turned into this type deal. And now when I smell it, it's just like, oh, that's the full package. You got the performance, you have a very unique style of sweetness, that coconut that's used in the Le Beau line of fragrances, just super appealing. And then this one, a little more density to it, really grabs attention, especially fall, winter, spring. So this, you can pretty easily make that work. This one, of course, Bleu de Chanel, Eau de Parfum. I think of the big three blue fragrances, Sauvage, Y, Bleu de Chanel. Actually, the one that I've worn more is Y, if we're talking about all the flankers and everything. But if I were thinking of the one that would give me just the most, just supreme versatility, it's this, Bleu de Chanel. That's the Eau de Parfum. I don't remember if I said that or not, but Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum, I feel like is classier than Y. I think Y is a little bit better for pulling compliments, at least for me personally. It seems like that kind of sweetness that it has is a little bit more attention grabbing. Not that Bleu de Chanel is a bad fragrance as far as positive attention goes. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that Y seems to work for me a little bit better, but it's not as classy as Bleu de Chanel. I think even if you go Y Le Parfum or Y Eau de Parfum Intense, something like that, that Bleu de Chanel still is gonna edge it out. And Sauvage is also great at everything, frankly, it really is. It's just, again, if I'm boiling it down, I can only have one. I think I'm gonna go this one. Now, maybe you catch me on a different day and I pick one of the Ys, or I pick Sauvage Elixir or something like that. Although I do think Sauvage Elixir is gonna be kind of bumping up with this one as far as being not as easy to wear during summer. But for now, BDC. Last up, Ormond Man from Ormond Jane. Oh yeah! That was awful. Macho Man just rolled around in his grave. I'm sorry, Macho Man. Ormond Man is a fragrance that I have enjoyed for a long time. It's another one that you can pull this off about anywhere, anytime. It's really woodsy, quite woodsy, with more of a pronounced kind of a coniferous woodiness to it. So whereas Dior Homme 2020 over here is very woody as well, very fresh and modern. This is more like a cedary kind of woodiness, and this is more like a kind of an evergreen forest type of woodiness. Now that said, Ormond Man and Dior Homme 2020 both have approached the woodiness in the fragrance in a somewhat similar way, in that they come across very fresh, kind of sparkling. They're not like really dense, heavy. So it's more like a very pronounced woodiness. You can easily identify it right away, like, oh yeah, that smells like this and that smells like that, right? But it's more approachable, instead of trying to be necessarily like photorealistic to the point that maybe it becomes a little off-putting for some people. Both of these keep it firmly in that wearable camp. So Ormond Man, love this stuff, and it's pretty good price too, actually. Even at retail, it's not too terrible, and you can usually find this stuff at discounters for a pretty nice price. So these right here, that's what I'm rolling with the caveat that, again, if I really truly had to pick only one, I would probably dwell on it for quite a while, and yeah, it'd be rough. If I had to pick a favorite that maybe I would choose, it might be Green Irish Tweed, just because that was the first one that I threw into the basket. But yeah, it'd be rough. All right, guys, that will do it for me. Thank you for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.